This right here might be one of the more cool packages I've ever received. Decent sized fish. So in this box is a product that I've actually ventured into before and I've experimented with, and I've yet to find one that I like. I like to travel here and there, whether it be on an airplane, in a car. I've been in situations where I just wish I had a fishing rod with me. So this product right here is sold on Amazon. So kind of off the bat, before looking at it, I was a little weary about it. There are Amazon companies out there that make fishing stuff that I really don't understand why. I'll be honest, there's some random stuff you guys can find on Amazon. But after receiving an email and a link to this product, I actually became super interested and was very, very curious to see the quality of this product. So it's right here in front of me. I'm gonna show you guys what I have, and then we're gonna go use it. So hopefully by the end of this video, it is what I think it is. In front of me, I have a travel fishing rod setup. This brand that makes this setup right here is called Kingswell. Kingswell reached out to me and they said, hey man, we like your review videos. Would you mind testing out one of our travel rods? We'd be curious to see if you like it or not. And the reason I said yes was because I've been looking for a good quality travel rod, and I know I am not the only one out there who's looking for something like this. I've been sent rods before that were telescopic, that were for travel, and I'll be honest with you, they were junk. So after quickly looking into this one right here, based on the price and what it is, if it's quality, I think this might be arguably one of the best inexpensive, affordable travel rod setups out there. It was really cool. The company that sent this over, you know, they reached out. They were super, super cool people. They're like, hey, give it a go, check it out, and let us know what you think. So this is a straight up first look. I'm pulling out of the package right now. And just to show you guys for the reel, it comes in a little box. It looks like it has a little reel case that it comes with. This is a combo package. So for the price, which I will get to once they're put together, you get a rod and a reel. So here's the reel. Boom. First look, I'm pretty impressed. It looks good. It feels really solid. And there's one thing that really makes me happy when it comes to inexpensive fishing gear is this thing right here. You guys hear that? Yeah, there's not a plastic spool. Nothing drives me more nuts than when a company tries to sell a fishing reel or a spinning reel for that matter and the spool is plastic. That is like my #1 advice for anybody who's getting into fishing. If you pick up a spinning reel and the spool is plastic, stay away from it. So that's cool. It sounds like we have like a steel spool on here. Just to give you guys a little bit of info on this thing, it looks like we have a little bit of carbon fiber. I don't know if that's actually carbon fiber or not, but it does make the reel look pretty cool. It feels pretty good. It's pretty light. It's not the lightest reel ever, but for what it is, I think it's pretty solid. This is a 5+1 ball bearing reel, which is good to me. These are stainless steel ball bearings. What you'll find with some reels on the market that are just distributed randomly is they will brag about how many bearings they have. Like it'll say 12+1 bearings, or for some reason companies think just because a reel has 12 ball bearings in it, and unfortunately people buy into that. It matters about the quality of the bearing in the reel, not the amount. So always keep that in mind. So this is a 5+1 ball bearing. It is a 3000 size reel, so it's really good. This actually reminds me a lot of a Penn reel that I have, and I love that reel a lot. So nothing too crazy about it. Black and gold, and it looks good. We got a foam grip on here. I like that. I'm assuming this is probably EVA. I could look about it, but again guys, this is my first look. I'm not going into detail on it itself. I'm giving you guys my opinion. There is a lock on the reel itself, which is huge, and it's solid. There's no give going back into the reel, so that's good. It feels really good, just in the palm of my hand. I'm cool with that. Drag system doesn't sound terrible. I know some of you guys are probably like, what? But yeah, it feels pretty good. This is just things that I personally always look into when I'm getting a reel in the palm of my hand. So for what it is, I'm giving it the green light so far. Now, the most important part, the rod. This is where companies drive me nuts when it comes to telescopic rods. There's quite a few out there that, you know, they work, but over time they don't close. The last one I had and traveled with, I couldn't get the very tippy top to close, and it just got frustrating. Something like this could fit on your carry-on on a plane. That's huge. You could throw this in a suitcase, you could put the rod together, like boom, this will fit in most duffel bags, anything like that. So, you know, maybe you're going on just like a family trip to Florida or something and you want to do some pond hopping, this may save you. Just saying. The rod is made out of graphite. I'm putting it together right now. It is Japanese 2430, I believe it said in the description. All right, so we have the rod here in front of me, and it feels pretty good. It's pretty beefy. I don't know what this one is specifically because it does say down here. So this is a medium heavy. Telescopic rods are always kind of weird until you get used to them. But what's cool about this rod too is it actually has lines on it all the way up, so you can make sure the eyelets are lined up. So that's super helpful. I like that a lot. It's got EVA foam on the grip, which helps a lot. It doesn't have like a clicking reel seat or anything like that. It looks like it has like a wood, or yeah, it seems like a wood little accent on there, but it feels pretty good. We're gonna throw the reel on here. Boom. So the reel is on there. That's balanced pretty darn well. And we're gonna get this guy straightened out and get ready to fish. I don't got much to say yet because I haven't fished with it. So overall, again, for a travel rod, guys, don't expect to be having the world's nicest feeling rod in your hand, because that's not what they're intended for. The intent is for a decent rod that you can take anywhere. It fits in small places, and it just allows you to go fishing. And honestly, I like the way this feels. Again, for what it is, I'm really pumped. It seems like it's not super flimsy. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have backbone. I know it looks a little wonky here because I got to get it all straightened out, but we'll do that when we get it strung up. So I got to put line in this. I'm going to try and throw a variety of baits on this rod, but the goal is just to see, hey, can we go out and catch some fish with it? That's all that matters. For the most part, it feels pretty good. Feels like a medium heavy spinning rod. So that's cool. Let's string this bad boy up and go fishing. So far so good. The reel sounds a little bit loud because there's braid in it, but give or take, I put like 40-pound braid in there unintentionally. It was just what I had. And I'm trying to be as relatable as possible. Like when I was looking for a good travel rod, I was always, you know, going to like Florida, or maybe I was just driving around in the car. I wanted something that would allow me to do everything. This rod, you could go bass fishing with it. Like it's light enough where I could throw bass baits. Like I feel like I could fish a Cinco with this thing. The reel feels really good. It's really smooth. If there's one thing I can compare this setup to, it feels a lot like my Penn Pursuit. My Penn Pursuit is what I would take with me to Florida and things like that to do a mixture of fishing to kind of hit that brackish water, that salt water. But I also take it catfishing here. I take it bass fishing if I need to. But, you know, I'm talking just, again, guys, it's a travel rod. This is not a rod that is intentional to go be your everyday bass fishing rod. At least here in the US, I should say. I guess overseas, these are pretty popular maybe for an everyday fishing rod, but for what I do, I just wanted something that I could keep in the truck for whatever purpose, but also one I could, you know, if I was gonna fly somewhere and I wasn't planning on fishing, but there was a chance I got some free time to do so, I would love to put this in my carry-on. We're gonna try and catch a bass here. I don't have too much leverage off of shore in this particular pond, but I am gonna try and catch a bass. So in this particular pond, these stripers love like meat, cheesy hot dogs and things like that. So I'm gonna throw a piece of hot dog on here. It's easier than it should be for sure, because this time of year they just get really shallow and they love to eat stuff. But it's an easy way for me to catch fish, so we're gonna set up the travel rod and make sure she's good to go and fling this thing out here.
There you go.
I got a largemouth. Well, that's a change. Look at that. Okay. Well, there's the first fish. Oh, there you go. Got bluegill. I got my buddy Dre with me here today. He's fishing as well. Got rooster tail, but largemouth right there.
Shoot, let me put my GoPro on. It's gonna be like this.
Got one.
Okay. Do your thing.
Sweet. He just annihilated it.
She big?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably 5, 6 pounder.
I'll check. I got the scale.
Dude, this travel rod feels so good. Like, it feels like a normal fishing rod. I forget that I'm even using one. And that's awesome. I reckon it goes 5 pounds. This is a smaller one. But he's a good fish. They fight so hard. Ugh. There we go. It's a decent sized fish. All right, there we go. That's about as close as I can get to a saltwater fish in the state of Ohio. So, well, buddy, that's not what we want. There you go. Yamamoto Senko. Little green pumpkin action. I just want to show you guys, I actually am really impressed with this rod. Kingswell did a great job at making a travel rod that literally feels not too far off from the everyday spinning rod setup. So like, I can feel that bait and everything. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go ahead and say this is the, the best spinning rod I've ever used, but I just feel like I'm throwing like a medium heavy spinning rod. It is a little bit beefier, but it's like stiff. It feels kind of like a fast action. Like, it doesn't feel like a noodle or anything like that, which is saying a ton. Alrighty guys, we are back from fishing. We are in the house. Overall thoughts on this product. I'm genuinely impressed. There's a couple more things we're gonna do with this before this video ends, but I just want you guys to know, as far as functionality goes when it comes to fishing, it works. I fished a Senko, which is a very common bass bait. I fished a small swim bait, and then I fished a bobber, and I also fished like a catfish rig on the bottom. I caught a largemouth bass, which is a common freshwater fish. I caught a hybrid striper, which was like the closest thing I could get to a bigger fish that was easy to catch, but also was similar to like saltwater fishing or had the might of a saltwater fish. So this rod, backbone and everything, handled well. I mean, look how small this thing is. I believe this collapses down to 22 inches. So fishing wise and functionality wise, feels great. The intent of this review isn't to necessarily use it for an everyday fishing rod. And now I understand some people may. This may be what you're into. So I'm not trying to cancel that, objective at all whatsoever. If you want this to be your everyday fishing rod because you like it so much, I completely support that. But the reason that I am looking so deep into this rod is because I want a travel rod. So whether this is marketed as a travel rod or not, that's the purpose it's going to serve for me. Let's go see if I can fit it in my truck, in a duffel bag, things like that. My truck is a mess, so just ignore that part. So first spot for me would be right here under my truck seat. It could tuck right up in there. That's where I would keep it, just in my truck as a safety place. I could put my seat down right here, and that would be solid. Again, you don't have to keep the reel on it necessarily. This would be another spot I think you could get away with putting it. Obviously, if the reel wasn't there, it would fit perfectly behind the seat. So, boom. That would fit right in the truck, no problem. This right here is the bag that I always use as my carry-on or put above my head on an airplane. Boom, look at that. But it does fit in there. Look at that. That is awesome. So boom, there you guys have it. Simple little test. I went fishing with it. I put it in a couple places. I think this is a really great opportunity for somebody to have an all-in-one travel spinning rod. The reel's pretty decent. The rod is really decent for a telescopic rod. Now, taking into consideration that I'm very new to the telescopic rod world, this is a fishing combo sold together for $79.99. I consider that inexpensive considering you're getting a decent reel and a rod that is collapsible for 80 bucks. So if you want to look at it in a 50-50 way, you paid 40 bucks for a rod, 40 bucks for a reel. anywhere that you pay that price for a rod or a reel, I consider that pretty inexpensive. So if you guys want to check this out, go ahead. I put the link in the description below. If you want to pick one up or you want to just look into it a little bit more, feel free to do so. I was just really excited to receive this product in the mail and it actually be something that I'm going to use in the future. I'm not just making this review. You guys know that here on my channel, I don't just make review videos just because I feel like it. I only present to you guys products that I genuinely support. So it was really cool that they reached out to me and got one of these in the palm of my hands. I enjoyed fishing with it. I hardly thought about it being a telescopic fishing rod the entire time. It was one of the first telescopic fishing rods that didn't give me issues when it came to casting and stuff like that. Everything stayed pretty solid. So this is definitely gonna be going in my carry-on bag when I'm taking spontaneous trips to different places. When I'm just driving around, maybe after work, if I come across a pond or I'm on a lunch break and want to do a little bit of fishing, it's just something I can keep under the seat in the truck, and I think it's gonna find good use. If they sold these separately, I would also highly recommend that. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if that's something they're going to be doing. So huge shout out for Kingswell for putting some time into this setup right here. They did a really good job, and it looks good too. It doesn't look like something completely random. It looks like it was well thought out. So hey, if you guys are new here, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've ever had one of these before, or if you do end up buying one. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. Also leave a comment down below if you guys want me to do more fishing videos or travel videos with this particular setup. I might consider doing that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.